Toronto Maple Leaf players since 2000 tier list. Oh my God, this is going to take the whole night, man. How am I rating them? Career in Toronto. All right, I like that one. So basically your career as a Leaf. All right, we can do that. So who would be an S tier future Hall of Famer with their career in Toronto? I know. Where is he? There he is. The first one, he gets it. S tier. No better Swedish forward in the history of the NHL. I give it to Peter Forsberg, but he was injury prone, right? Nick Lidstrom on the blue line. I don't want to hear Zetterberg. I don't want to hear the Sedin twins. All right, it's Matt effing Sundin, baby. That is number one. He stays up there. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, where is he? Where is he? Where's Phil? Now, I want to put Phil in the S tier, but he only made the playoffs once with the Toronto Maple Leafs. I knew he was a generational talent, but we just didn't have anyone to surround him. I can't put him up there with Matt Sundin. Matt Sundin went deep in the playoffs multiple times. All right, there has to be a little bit of... I have to be able to rate these accurately. Kessel does not belong in the S tier as a Toronto Maple Leaf. So I'm going to put him in A tier. He was an all-star without question. I ain't going to do that. Next up, all right, Austin Matthews. I'm putting him, he's made the playoffs he's going to be a Hall. I got to put Matthews in the S tier. I got to. People aren't going to like this, but when it comes to Toronto Maple Leafs, all the goals that he scored, 69 goals in the regular season, he is breaking a lot of records. Now, Matt Sundin as well. How many conference final appearances did Matt Sundin have with Toronto? Maybe only 2, maybe 3. I can't remember. It might have been only 2. Austin Matthews hasn't been there just yet, but I feel like he has done more than Phil Kessel. Now, should I do this? Phil Kessel, that hurts. That hurts, but Matthews has done more than Phil, but not as much as Matt. Like, what do I do? Oh, man. I got to figure out these 3. Once I figure out these 3, I can get the rest. You guys got to help me out, man. So, we got the 3 Leafs, and someone gave me a very good argument. Austin Matthews in the playoffs is B tier, maybe even C tier, but in the regular season, he has achieved S tier. So that means we're going to put him into the A tier. Austin Matthews has not achieved anything more than Phil Kessel did with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Damn. 3 more wins in the playoffs. It's true. 4 more wins in the playoffs. All right, so let's move on, man. Let's look at some of these guys. Is this Alex McGillney? McGillney, when he was here, was an absolute stud with Matt Sundin, but he wasn't here that long, so I'm going to put McGillney as an all-star. We all know what he did with the team like Buffalo, and he was unbelievable, man. So I'm going Alex McGillney up there. Who in the heck? Is that Alex Steen? Now, Alex Steen went on to St. Louis. With Toronto, I'm going to call him a top liner, all right? There you go. A top liner with the Toronto Maple Leafs. That's not saying much. The 2007 to 2011 Toronto Maple Leaf squad, you make the top line on that squad. My God. You might not even make an AHL team. That roster was terrible, man. Who is this? Alexei Ponikarovsky, top liner for Toronto. I hate to say it. I might have to roll these guys down the list. They're all bottom liners, let's be honest, but they were top liners for our team. What do I do? Brian McCabe? Oh my God, there was a time where he was S tier with this freaking yellow freaking mohawk, and he was shooting the puck from the point, and then he started scoring own goals and looked like a bust. What do I do? He's the best of how? I don't know how to rate this. This is impossible. People are saying, Johnny, you can't consider them top liners even though they were on a crappy team. So fair enough. We'll go with Steen and we'll go with Ponikarovsky, although Steen did have a good career with St. Louis. Toronto, I'll give him a little bit higher than Ponikarovsky. I'll go Brian McCabe on the C tier list. All right, so there you go. Let's start it up. Carlo Koliakovo, get the hell out of here. I remember Toronto media saying, oh, we got a stud defense. Shut the F up, my God. Connor Brown, you know what? I'm going to put him in a C tier, although he gets it done. I kind of want to put him in B tier, but he's at his best as a bottom 6 guy, right? So I'm going to put him in there as well. Curtis Joseph, A tier, don't care. Stud goaltender, did it on multiple teams, went to Detroit after Toronto. I'm going with Cujo, baby. Let's go. Who is Darcy Tucker? Darcy Tucker, man. S tier. We need a little bit of Darcy Tucker mindset in the current Toronto Maple Leaf locker room, man. But no, I can't have him up there. He's definitely not an all-star. Top liner, no. He's a bottom liner, not a bust, but a nice energy guy. I'll throw throw him in there as well. You know what? I'm putting him in top liner. He was a playoff performer, all right? I'm putting Darcy Tucker in top liner for the Toronto Maple Leafs. He played the right way. Is that David Clarkson? Bust! Fucking bust! Dave Notice, thank you for saddling us with that crap for how many years? Holy crap. Dion Phaneuf, baby. I'm going to give Dion top liner, all right? Remember, he was one goal away from the Stanley Cup Finals with the Ottawa Senators. He was a captain. I'll put him as a top liner, all right? I'm not going to crap on him. There you go. Ed Belfour, going to put him into the A tier, same as a Curtis Joseph, all right? In fact, I think Eddie took over after Cujo went to Detroit, and he still had some decent playoffs, had decent regular season, so I got Eddie the Eagle in there as well, ladies and gentlemen. Next up, we got Freddie Anderson. Freddie, you know what? I'm not going to put Freddie in the same category as a Cujo or an Ed Belfour. Decent, but never got it done. You got to put him into that B. He's a top liner, starting goaltender, sure. Gary Roberts. Gary Roberts, a physical player. Love the way he played. Again, I'd love to have him in S tier. He just wasn't here long enough. I'm putting Gary Roberts in that A tier, man. Would love Gary Roberts for a playoff run. Gonna throw him right there. Jack Campbell. Jack Campbell was decent. It could kind of put him in the same category as a Freddie Anderson, but Freddie was here a lot longer, so I'm gonna put Jack Campbell down there to a C tier, all right? Jake the Snake Gardner had some offensive ability. Great skater as well. All-star, no. Top liner, no. But he wasn't a bust. Jake Gardner was not a bust. I'll put him in C tier right there, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna run out of room in this. Jim Reimer! James Reimer, you were decent, buddy. You know what? I don't want to put James Reimer with Jack Campbell. I'm putting James Reimer on the same level as a Freddie Anderson, all right? First round exit, game 7. That's James Reimer. Speaking of Reimer, James Van Riemsdyk, baby. Got to play with Phil Kessel. Kessel was the A tier. Yeah, top liner there for James Van Riemsdyk, all right? I'm not putting him in the all-star list. He was good. He was good. He helped out Bozak and Kessel on that first line. I'll throw him in there. Jason fucking Blake. Oh my God. Had 40 goals with the New York Islanders, and our stupid management thought, you know what? Let's bring in some veterans. Paid him money for like 2-3 years. I forget what it was. Did nothing. I think he scored like 13 goals the next year. Jeff O'Fucking-Neal. Our overdrive is pretty damn good, so I can put him up there, but again, top line, I'm putting him in the bottom liner. He was there with the Carolina Hurricanes, man, but same as Ponikarovsky or McCabe or anything like that. I mean, just Jesus. Joe Nieuwendyk, Joffrey Lupul, John Tavares, Jonas Gustafsson. Oh, fucking bust if I've ever seen one. Holy shit. Gustafsson, unbelievable. All right, so Joe Nieuwendyk. Now, I forget how many years Joe Nieuwendyk was on Toronto. I remember the big goal that he scored against Patrick Lalime, right, to help us defeat Ottawa. I don't want to throw any disrespect to Joe Nieuwendyk. He's definitely an all-star. I'm going to throw him up there. All right, I got McGillney in there. I got Gary Roberts in there. These guys didn't really, like, Ed Belfour only had 2 or 3 seasons with Toronto. So, yeah, Joe Nieuwendyk belongs in that area right there. Joffrey Lupul. Now, Lupul's an interesting one. When we had Kessel, all of a sudden, Burke traded like Francois Beauchemin to Anaheim for Joffrey Lupul and Jake Gardner. And all of a sudden, I noticed, who's this Lupul guy? Every time he's on the ice with Kessel, they look really good together. The problem with Lupul is he was always injured. So part of me wants to put Lupul up here to A tier, right? But he was also always injured. So should he get demoted because of the injury? He's kind of on the same par as a James Van Riemsdyk. You know what? I think B tier is pretty good for Joffrey Lupul. So I'm going to send him right there. John Tavares. Now, I'd love to have him up there, but he doesn't belong up there. I think John Tavares belongs in the same tier as a Austin Matthews. Regular season success, but hasn't got it done in the playoffs, but he's been here long enough. He's put up good numbers. I'm putting him in the A tier, all right? Jonathan Bernier. Oh, my God, Mr. Nelson Mandela himself, man. I'm putting him down there to the bust. He did nothing for us. We signed him after 2013 to help out. It was Reimer and Bernier, and we missed the playoffs. So I'm going big old bust there. Kyle Wellwood. All right, Wellwood, I'm not going to throw shade on. For a smaller guy, he made a name for himself. I'll put him as a bottom liner. Matt Nye. So far, Young in his career. I kind of want to put him up to the A tier, but that would be disrespectful to the other guys. Matt Nye so far, B tier. Top liner so far, all right? But I'm not going to throw him up there to that A tier just yet. It's what they've done in their career so far, not what they're going to do in the future. Next up, Matt Stajan. Oh my God, Matt Stajan, I'm going to throw down here into the C tier bottom liner, all right? Mikhail Grabovski, all right, C tier as well, bottom. Oh my God. Mitch Marner. I'm going to put Mitch Marner right beside Austin Matthews. They are identical, all right? S tier regular season, B or C tier playoffs, so they get the A tier. Morgan Riley, I'm throwing up at there in A tier, all right? Ooh, it is fixing it for me. Thank you. Appreciate it, Sammy. Thank you very much. The Dream, Nazem Kadri, A tier. He was great for us. Nick Antropov, he belongs in the C tier alongside of his line mate, Alexei Ponikarovsky. Who is that guy? I don't even know who that guy is. Somebody help me out. Who is that guy? Roman fucking Polak. All right, C tier, bottom liner. Holy crap. That's Owen Nolan? Oh, that's Owen Nolan. All right, Owen Nolan. You know what? Owen Nolan was great, but he wasn't here long enough. I'm actually going to put Owen Nolan down in the B tier alongside of guys like Joffrey Lupul, James Van Riemsdyk, Matt Nyes. I think that's fair. Ty Domi! C tier. Same with a Darcy Tucker, sure. Ooh, Thomas Coberley, A tier. I don't care. And you come at me, bro. Come at me. Thomas Coberley, stud. Consistent. You can trust him. Won a cup with the Boston Bruins, A tier. I don't care what anyone says. He's going up there. Tyler Bozak. You know what? B tier. Bozak put himself as a top liner, won a Stanley Cup with the St. Louis Blues. I'm putting Bozak right there, ladies and gentlemen. Vesa Toskala, bust, getting scored on from his own zone. William Nylander, A tier, same thing. All right, I'm not putting him in S tier. No way, no how. He's going right there with guys like Kessel, Marner, and Austin Matthews. All right, John Tavares, and Zach Hyman. Oh, Hyman, you were great. I'm going to put Hyman I'll put him into B tier. He's had a better career since going to Edmonton. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. My Toronto Maple Leaf tier list when they were here. Their career as a Toronto Maple Leaf. Only one S tier is Matt Sundin. But you know what? My boy, I don't care. Phil, S tier Hall of Famer. That's my list.